Hello, welcome to the Owatonna Today Show, your community connection. I am your host, Francy Hall, and today joining us, we're going to be speaking about the United Way campaign, get an update from Dave Albrecht and Shane Sattler. After that, we're going to be speaking with Matt Kottke and Peng Olson about the Owatonna Forward initiative, which is in support of the school bond referendum. So we'll learn more about the school bond referendum, when it comes up for a vote and what it's and what it's all about. We want you to know if you have ideas for future shows, if there are people who are doing good things in the community that you think people should know about or events coming up, let us know. We'd love to have you on the show. You can email us at owatonnatoday@charter.net. Stay with us. After a word from our sponsors, we'll be right back with Shane Sattler and Dave Albrecht for the United Way.
Hi, I'm Jody Voisin with the staff at Fairview Animal Medical Center, your other family doctor. Fairview Animal Medical Center is a proud supporter of the Owatonna Today Show.
Hi, I'm Rick Smith, Golf Course Superintendent of the Brooktree Golf Course. Brooktree is an 18-hole championship golf course featuring well-manicured greens, tees, and fairways. We are open to the public. I challenge you to find a better maintained golf course for the money we charge here at Brooktree. Come on out and play Brooktree, a great golf course.
The Owatonna Foundation's mission is to support community progress, and the Foundation has been doing just that since 1958 in the Owatonna community. By issuing over $11 million in grants, the Owatonna Foundation has helped organizations fulfill their goals in the areas of community, recreation, the arts, and education. Please consider a tax-deductible donation, a memorial, or possibly including the Foundation in your estate planning so that together we can continue to make a positive, lasting impact in our community. Preserving the past, building the present, funding the future, that is what your Owatonna Foundation is all about.
Welcome back. We are joined now by Shane Sattler and Dave Albrecht, and we're going to be talking about the United Way campaign because it is that time of year. Hello, welcome.
Good morning.
Good morning, or good afternoon to you, or evening, depending upon the time that you're watching. But yes, so I'm sure people know who you are, but let's introduce you again to the public. Dave, can you tell us what you do when you're not at the United Way on the board?
When I'm not at the United Way, I'm doing a lot of things, but principally what I get paid for is I'm the president of Owatonna Hospital.
Yes, indeed. And Shane?
I work in the IS department at Federated Insurance as a project manager.
All right. And how did you get involved with the United Way?
I've been on the board for about 6-7 years now, and when I became president of Owatonna Hospital, was just approached to become a board member, and I accepted.
It's a natural fit, healthy community.
Yeah, right, healthy community, and we've done some good things around helping people with health, income, education, which is part of our strategic objectives, trying to lift people up to a different place in their lives. So it does fit very well.
Absolutely. And when you want something done, you ask the busiest people you know because they get things done.
That makes
Truly,
sense.
Right? And how about you, Shane? How did you get involved with the United Way?
Through different philanthropic efforts. I guess I came to know some of the same people through my involvement in the Rotary Club here in Owatonna, and was approached by Dan McIntosh, the county attorney, about 4 or 5 years ago, I guess.
Okay. Dan is very involved in the community as well. He was just at the Promoting Peace Forum that they had. That was a great
heard marvelous
forum.
things
Oh
about
man,
that.
it was really very valuable. Well, we're here to talk about the Owatonna, the Steele County United Way, because we do more than just Owatonna. And so we want an update. We started the campaign pretty recently. What's our goal?
Well, I think we have the same goal as last year, $675,000. The campaign kicked off early part of July, so we're well into it, doing a lot of work site visits. Excited this year because our corporate sponsor is Napa Auto Parts, and it's a different twist on what we've done. Usually we've looked at the larger employers in our community, the large corporations. Napa certainly is a large corporation, but in terms of Owatonna, it operates a distribution center, which has been here for years. But its employee numbers are much smaller than other campaign sponsors that we've had in the past, albeit I think U.S. Bank too also had a smaller group. But really this year we're trying to emphasize small employers' involvement in the United Way in addition to our traditional large employer sponsors. And so it's been a few little different twists this year.
We're excited also because they bring, I suppose, a more blue-collar dynamic to the campaign, which I think is going to reach a lot of people in the community and help to spread the message.
Absolutely. I mean, and you know, small businesses in aggregate, they employ a whole lot of people.
Right.
So the small business is extremely important.
Yep.
So that's really good. It's neat to see that that's kind of a new tactic or a new direction.
Yep.
All right. So what do you want to let us know about, first and foremost, about the campaign so far?
Well, I think the campaign is going well, and we've got a new director this year, Kim Schaffenbiel, who's this is her first full campaign, I believe, and we really need participation, though. And again, the number of people participating makes the job easier. More people giving even small amounts. It's vitally important to our community. We fund a lot of the safety net agencies in our community, and like I said, our strategic plan has us trying to make Owatonna a better place to live by addressing barriers to good income, good education, and good health. They all three tie together. So I just urge people, regardless of how much they can give, to just participate this year. It's very important. We've had the same goal for the last number of years. The economy, once it went down in 2008, we've been pretty stagnant in terms of the giving levels, yet the needs have continued to grow.
Sure, absolutely. And the needs are always there. Whether they're growing or not, they are ever present. And we've got great organizations in town that meet those needs. So, you know, can you tell us who like some of the organizations that get funding from the United Way?
Well, one of them is near and dear to Dave's heart, of course. But, you know, we deal with the Crisis Resource Center. We deal with Big Brothers, Big Sisters. We deal with the food shelf. I'm not sure I could...
Transitional housing. We've got some other things with us. Let's see, we've got, he mentioned the Crisis Resource Center.
Which is an amazing organization, and I'll tell you, just this weekend, I work at St. Paul's Episcopal Church part-time, and I got an email from a woman who was in crisis and who was needing resources, and I was so pleased that I could refer her to the Crisis Resource Center. They have that 24-hour hotline, and I said, please call these people. They will be able to help you with whatever it is that you need.
We actually deal with 24 different agencies around the community. And, you know, something that has been a bit of a paradigm shift for the United Way in past years has been our strategic plan. Dave made mention of it, where we are examining these barriers. What is preventing people here in Steele County from succeeding, whether it's education, income, or health? We've done a lot of research and we've done a lot of outreach within the community. We've spoken with over 700 community members just in the past year, trying to determine what these barriers are and what sort of strategic roadmap we can draw to help lift people up, as Dave mentioned.
And if we want to know what that strategic roadmap is that available to us maybe on the United Way website or in some other form?
It's a published document, and there is information out on our website. Some of the things that might ring with people, the Dolly Parton Imagination Library is a part of that, our Boots to Work program. We do funding for low-income after-school programming, working kind of exciting right now with transportation for people that struggle getting to work, trying to promote financial planning for some of these folks. We started a farm-to-home produce, fresh produce program this summer.
Yes.
So those are all things, buying each of themselves won't make a big difference, but collectively, as we put those types of things together and provide opportunity for people, that really will make a difference. We've been successful with some significant grant funding, really for workforce development needs, kids coming out of high school that maybe aren't sure what they're going to do to try to move them along a sustainable career path. So just lots of things that have come up, and I think us as board members, when we work on those, we don't realize that each small piece is a part of a bigger picture, but when you put it together, it's starting to get some real good traction.
Yeah, transportation to work, boots to work, safe and affordable places to live, health benefits, healthy eating, all of this stuff goes together. What's interesting is that you were talking about a paradigm shift in doing the strategic analysis, but also United Way has now said, well, here are the barriers, let's help create some organizations that can address them. And I know it's not just the United Way that is now owning those programs. You are working with other individuals in the community to have a separate.
It's very exciting, really. I mean, this idea of collaboration. Dave talked about our giving goal. Our goal has always been not just to give, but for the community to advocate on behalf of the needy and to volunteer on behalf of the needy. We always talk about that three-pronged approach: the give, the advocate, the volunteer. And again, just to highlight it for your viewers, Francie, this is not just Owatonna. We're talking about Medford, we're talking about Blooming Prairie, we're talking about the length and breadth.
We're talking about Steele
Absolutely.
County.
The length and breadth of our county.
If somebody, you said you want to educate, you want to involve, advocate,
Give, advocate, and volunteer.
Advocate, and volunteer. How do I do that?
Well, by all means, please stop by the office on Cedar Avenue in Owatonna there. Contact Kim Schaffenbuhl. Look at the United Way's website. There are lots of resources there.
Yeah, I think the website is probably the easiest access for you to get. These worksite campaigns, you can certainly talk to anybody who's promoting those worksite campaigns. There's always a lot of times United Way representatives there, so lots of ways to do it, but website is easily, it's probably one of the easiest avenues.
So if I go to the website and I see programs that I really admire and I think, wow, I want to support that, is there an online giving button or some way that I can give immediately that way?
Right.
There is. The other thing we're looking for, frankly, is always new ideas. I mean, there are lots of ways to reach the community that perhaps we haven't been able to leverage yet. There are lots of ways to involve people, to help people that we may not yet have encountered. So we're always on the lookout for new ideas, new opportunities. What can we do to help?
And part of our strategic assessment and ongoing look at our community is to identify gaps and to try to fill those gaps. United Way, at our core purpose, realizing that the strength of our community is how we address the vulnerabilities of some of our most challenged populations, and we rise up when we do that.
And so if people take one thing away from viewing this show and learning from you today, what do you want them to know? Besides, please give money to the United Way, because they do support so many great organizations.
And I would say
community.
make the effort to be involved, whether that's with time and talents, but contributions, all very important.
Remember, we all do well when we all do well. That's
right. Well, and it's so easy to be involved in this community. I can tell you from just moving here 10 years ago.
It's magnificent.
It's great. Thank you so much for your involvement and all you're doing. Appreciate you being here this morning.
Thank you, Francie.
All right, thanks for having us.
All righty. And thank you for being here. Please stay with us. We will be coming back with Matt Kottke and Peng Olson talking about Owatonna Forward.
Hi, I'm Mike Bath, General Manager of the Napa Distribution Center and 2015 Corporate Campaign Leader for United Way of Steele County. Every dollar donated during this year's United Way campaign is an investment in the future of our county. Our goal this year is to raise $670,000 to create a stronger, healthier community where everyone has the opportunity to meet their basic life needs and reach their full potential. It takes all of us pulling together to meet our common goals. And thank you for doing your part to support United Way of Steele County by giving from the heart to this year's campaign.
Hi, my name is Dave Albrecht with Tps Insurance. We're here to handle all your insurance needs. We are a very proud supporter of the Owatonna Today Show.
I didn't just want another job, I wanted a career, so I expressed myself.
I was new to town and I didn't know where to turn for a job, so I decided to express myself.
I decided to express myself, and they helped find the right career for me.
Express Employment Professionals is in contact with thousands of companies in need of quality employees. Come in now and get the job you deserve.
Express yourself today. I'm Bill Owens with the Owatonna Business Incubator. Whether your business is just starting out or is expanding, we have the office space and manufacturing space that you need. As the Small Business Counseling Center for this region, we are able to help you in your expansion or your startup of your business. We are a proud sponsor of the Owatonna Today Show.
There we go. We're up. Oh, welcome back. We are here. Excuse us. So Peng, Olson, and Matt Kottke are joining us, and they're going to be talking about the Owatonna Forward initiative, which is all about...
all about the bond referendum. The school district bond referendum is coming up on November 3rd, and that is for building projects in our community, in our school system. There's three main pieces of that. One is safety and security in our schools, which is hugely important, especially with everything we've been hearing about in the news lately. Second is deferred maintenance, which is trying to get caught up on all of the little projects and big projects that have been put off for too long in our elementary schools in particular, as well as the junior high. And then the third one is overcrowding in that K through 8 schools, where we've got kids being taught in storage closets in the hallways, things like that, because they have to break out kids nowadays for individualized learning, and there's just no space to do that, no flexible space to do that.
That is, I did not know that we had learning going on in storage closets. That doesn't sound like a good learning environment to me. But
it's not.
Let me ask you both, clearly this is a really important issue and we want everybody to get informed. What motivated you to get involved with this? Okay, we'll start with you.
Well, for me in particular, my own children have gone through the Owatonna public school system. Had a very successful school career. I've got one left at the high school. Just being familiar with the school system and also knowing that our schools are truly community assets. I've been involved in other endeavors in the community whereby it involves community assets, and they're the things that distinguish our community and make us exceptional in who we are. They're important, and we can't just let them wither away. We've got to take care of them. And there are other things that we need to accomplish in our community, and at the base foundation is our schools.
Absolutely.
Yep.
And how about you, Matt?
I agree with Peng. The school system itself is one of the cornerstones of the community. You talk to anybody when they're thinking about moving here, business is thinking about moving here, one of the first things they ask is, show me your schools, tell me about your school systems. Tell me also about your churches and your parks and things like that, but the schools are right there at the top. And they want to know that we have a progressive, up-to-date, forward-thinking community that takes care of its assets. And while we do have a wonderful school system, I was a product of it myself, and my kids as well as my parents, and it was a great experience, but we have to take care of it. It's no different than taking care of this beautiful facility at West Hills. It takes a lot of money to keep a building like this going, particularly when it's an older building. And all of our schools are at least 50 years old. The high school has parts of it that I think are 100 years old.
Oh my goodness, that is definitely
a challenge.
Yes. I'm just thinking, when you say that, I'm thinking about my own home and just the daily, weekly, monthly, annual things that we have to do in order to keep it in really good order.
And that's not to say that we haven't been doing things all along. The school district does a wonderful job of trying to stay on top of things, but they only have so much money to do those things with, and they can only put out so many fires, so to speak. And they are doing what they can, when they can, wherever they can, but we really got to get ahead of the project.
So I have a couple questions. One is, for people who don't understand what a bond referendum is, maybe we could just there's some people who don't know, let them know what that means.
Sure. Basically, a bond referendum deals with buildings, infrastructure, the bricks and mortar of our schools. On the flip side, you've heard about a levy referendum in the past, and levies are used for learning. They cover the operational day-to-day expenses.
You're talking about monies, raising monies from what source?
Referendums.
Taxes.
That's what the referendum means.
The referendum is from taxes.
Right, okay. And so it involves everybody.
Yes.
And what I always hear from people is, well, I don't have kids in school. Well, do you want a healthy community? Do you want a community where kids are well educated and crime is low and all these things, because you live in the community. So that's what I'm, what is it that the community members who don't have kids in school and who aren't familiar with all of the kind of issues that this referendum is addressing, what can we say to those people to let them know that this affects them?
Well, I can talk a little bit about what I've been out advocating in the company of others throughout the community these last few weeks. I believe that we all have a social responsibility, no different than anyone did before us. We've all gone through the elementary schools, whether it's been here or in another community elsewhere, and we've all benefited from what others have done before us. We've heard that mantra over and over in many different areas, but that's the bottom line. I believe that truly we've got to get behind this because it's about our future, and our future is going to be the group that takes care of us as we age and get older. So that's the kind of the way I see it.
Pay it forward, because also that's right. They are our future, future leaders, the people who are going to be making decisions that affect us.
Yes.
We want them to be well educated. What are some of the issues that people may not be aware of in the school? We talked, in a broad sense about them, but what are some specific projects that, have been deferred that we really need to get done? Like heating and cooling and what, I don't know.
Right, those are some of the things right there: heating, cooling, parking. Even the parking lots are in dire need of repair. We've got a lot of portable units, temporary units that are at a lot of our elementary schools and our junior high, and we need to really get rid of those. They were called temporary units, but they haven't been used as temporary units. They showed up and they stayed forever. I think the one at the junior high has been there for 40 years already.
Oh my goodness,
yes.
40 years?
Yeah. And so when you think about it, you've got, a winter in Minnesota, and you've got kids that are leaving their building, walking outside to go to a portable unit in January and February when the weather's terrible. Security issues as well being a problem.
Yeah.
They're sitting out there, out of the controlled environment of the main body of the school.
And times have changed. Our security measures that we have in our public schools aren't at the level that they need to be at. We've all been watching the media over the last decade and a half, and we've seen...
And this last week.
Yes.
Just this last week even.
The shooting.
The active shooter scenario. And we need to ensure that our facilities have the appropriate surveillance, the appropriate classroom hardware for lockdown purposes, the communication tools, the duress buttons, the alarms, all in place to, at least at a minimum, provide a greater level of security for our schools. Far too often what we find today are visitors. We have a very warm and welcoming school environment in all of our schools, and we want to continue to remain that way. However, we've got people coming in that are undetected, they're unnoticed, they walk in our buildings.
Too many access points.
Many access points, not enough control points, and we need to ensure that we've got these safety measures at a minimum to deal with that.
What's the bottom line impact of this referendum on the voter, the person who's going to be voting for this? What's it going to be giving us, and what's it going to cost us?
Well, I'll speak to the cost aspect of it. We've determined that average home, $150,000 home that's your estimated property tax on that home, it's going to cost those people approximately $15 a month if this bond passes. Something that we have to keep in mind is we haven't had a bond pass in this community for 20 years.
It is
way overdue.
That's way past due.
Yeah, yeah. And the bond that passed in '96 will be expiring here in 2016,
so this
2017.
February of 2017.
So this is urgent.
It is urgent.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
but that tax is going to go away, and then hopefully, if this one passes, it'll come
We've
back.
got to wrap up here, but the thing that I think that what I'm hearing is there is a small cost. It's $15 a month to keep your children safe and warm and healthy, and our environment and our community strong with kids who are well educated, who are our future.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much for
Thank
being
you.
here. It's a big topic. I'm sorry we didn't have more time.
No, that's good.
Thank you, Peng, and thank you, Matt. Thank you for joining us. Do stay back. Stay with us. We will be right back with our community announcements.
Hi, Warren Abraham Consulting Technologies, your one-stop technology shop. We support the Owatonna Today Show.
Owatonna Public Utilities, real people, real reliable, real progress. Making life a little easier day after day, taking pride in our community, listening to what you say, a voice you can talk to. We're growing with you. Owatonna Public Utilities.
Welcome back. We are your Community Connection, and these are your community announcements. We want to remind you, though, that we just did have a visit with Owatonna Forward, and of course, that is all about what's coming up here on November 3rd is the vote, and so we need you to vote about this amendment, referendum. And also, if you need more information, go to their Facebook page, Owatonna Forward. You can go to their Facebook page and find way more information about this referendum. We want you to know that River Bend is offering a lifelong learning class on seat collection on October 7th from 1 to 3. If you have any questions, call 332-7151. Owatonna Foundation Week is going to be in full swing this week. If you have questions about the fun activities that are taking place, call 455-2995. The Spirit Run and 5K Run and Walk is October 10th. It starts at 9 a.m. at Manthe Park. If you have questions, call 446-2302. Allina Health is teaming up for free bikes for kids for the 5th year. They're collecting donated bicycles, gently used or new bicycles at the Allina Hospital. And that is October 10th from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. at Allina. Thank you for joining us. Do come back and join us again on Friday. We're going to be talking about pre-planning assisted living options and the importance of why to do that. And also, we took a field trip to the Owatonna Gymnastics Club and talked about their 40th anniversary and open house, and you'll get to see some kids doing some amazing feats in that show. So stay with us for that.